Welcome back. Now it is time to bring you our customary dose of motivation, more than enough than you require for the whole week. Now we have with us today Samson Olatunde. He will be talking about the art of personal branding. Now Samson is a speaker, trainer, author, coach, and philanthropist. Good morning, Samson.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, we are at this point in, I would say, in the world where it's very imperative for us all to brand ourselves in a way that it sells us even before we speak. So I'm very interested in this topic, and let's delve into it. So tell me about personal branding.
I think, to me, personal brand is about understanding the authority of yourself. Okay. How do you dominate the marketplace? How do you present your uniqueness, your originality, your authenticity in a marketplace that is already crowded? You can imagine over half of the people in the world are on the internet, and then you want to get into the same saturated market. So how do you differentiate yourself? Is having an understanding of your 5 W's, like I used to tell people: your who, your when, your where, your what, and your why. Right. So why are you getting into that marketplace? Who are you? What differentiates you? What is your unique selling point? What's your mission? What's your messaging? Why are you going on the internet? That's your worth. Then where can you be found? Where are you on the internet? What social media handle? What website where can we find you, which is your website? And then you look at the aspect of the when. When are we going to have access to your products, your services on the internet? And then you look at the why. Why am I on the internet? What is my unique selling proposition? Once you're able to identify your 5 W's and you answer appropriately, it means that you should have yourself out there on the internet or offline. And so personal brand is about you just mastering and understanding the authority of who you are in a marketplace.
Okay, now for someone watching today, and let's streamline this down to a photographer. Yeah. Now, as a young budding photographer, I want to give myself a personal branding that should sell me on social media. Now, how do I answer all these W's if I do not know? How do I figure out my W's?
So it's very simple. First is for you to ask the question: who are your target audience? Okay. Because once you realize who your target audience are, that forms the perception of who you want to sell to, or who you want to present your photograph, or who will be your client that you will go take. Is it a portrait picture you want to take? Is it a ceremonial kind of picture? That determines the kind of people you're going to look for. Now, once you're able to do that, then do a bio about yourself. So can we read a short profile about yourself that you can put on the internet there? Do a website for yourself. Put some of the pictures you are faking on that platform, so that by the time you begin to talk about what you do, people can come back and see the references of what you have. Because many times you can be extremely good and we don't know that you are existing until when you push what you have out there. And then the only way you can do that is your profiling, getting your website out there, making sure you have a social media platform populated with your works, and then looking at a way of you becoming your own self. Many times people copy. And I tell people, if you are going to copy, then copy it right. Yes, okay. You know there's copyright. Yeah. But if you're going to copy anything, make sure that you copy it right. So you can decide to model what you're doing around an international platform, international brand. But never you go through that rudiment of copying that person. Be authentic, be original, give value. Ensure that everything about you is unique out there, and then you have more people coming to you. Okay,
now, but what if in the case where this individual has not been able to find what is unique to them? Because, you know, sometimes in the process of discovery, in the process of your journey, you don't self-discover from the beginning. So up until that point, how do you advise this individual to model their business from the beginning point, for example? And you know you're a photographer, you know you're fabulous at what you do, but you haven't taken those works that would put you out there. So at this point, how do you advise that they brand themselves?
So it's very important. You just have to be very intentional and deliberate. So for instance, you are a presenter on this show. Yeah. Many people watch this show. So what I would do is that I'll reach out to you. I'll send a DM to you asking that I want to do a portrait of you. So it means that you are on a show, you're popular, your handle is there. I know that if I'm going to take you a shot, definitely I'm going to do like a recommendation of posting it and talking about my handle. Now, if I have 10 of you who are personalities on different shows. And I decide to go through that route. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get my brand that is just starting up to rub on an existing brand of on an existing brand of an icon, of a personality, of someone who is out there, of someone who is an authority in a space that I want to get into. So it makes it easier for me. What I'm doing indirectly is you leveraging on your existing platform, leveraging on your existing authenticity, your brand, your personality, and trying to get my work out there using you. So if you're new, I tell people all you have to do is to be intentional and deliberate about what you're looking at. And I've given you a very practical example. Number 2 is how do you begin to write around personality and use some of the pictures or talk about even pictures you see of great people and begin to describe that picture. With that, people begin to notice you. So let's imagine you talking about me and I read about me on your blog, I read about me on your social media platform. I'll be inspired, you want to just reground, retweet or something, and then that gives you an exposure. So all you have to think about is how do I, without pestering the person, without bothering the person, by going professionally, how do I begin to describe a system brand that I want to play in, and then I begin to have access to those people. And then the moment you have your first, second, third access to those people, definitely people begin to look at your brand, begin to think around doing something with you. And then if you know what you're doing, you should be able to get into the marketplace and make a lot of money for yourself.
Thank you. I mean, now I'm sure people watching have learned how the W's, which I think the 5 W's, which I think is very important. Thank you so much, Samson, for being a part of this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you know there is no Mondays without motivation. And if you're looking for how to brand yourself, brand your business, and take it to the point where it needs to be for you to grow, I'm sure you've gotten more than 1 or 2 points for that. And on that note, we have so much more. Wake Up Nigeria. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.